and gentlemen, welcome to the Pop Art Hunter channel. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing. Now this is a special one because it came a long way. It's packaged very nicely. And actually when I say nicely, this is something I typically complain about. It's duct tape all around the package. It's taped up, just sealed. But that's because it was from Australia. And so I think they wanted to make sure it arrived here safely, which I very much appreciate. So we're going to be unboxing this one. It's a few pieces of production art from one of my favorite series. You might know what that is if you know me. If you don't know me, then go ahead and watch. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so this one is going to be surgical to try to get this open because it is massively taped on every side. This is the only piece of tape I added just to cover up a little piece of the address. The backside is full of addresses, customs information. But yeah, it's full wraparound black bag tape, laminating it pretty much. So this is going to be more of a surgical procedure trying to get this open and do it safely. I'm assuming the cell, given the size of what it would be, is probably not going to be too close to the edges, but you can never be sure as things shift in transit. So I'm going to use a knife just to scalpel here to just slice open the side and then see what I can see. It's like I'm doing some surgery. I'm just going to open her up and see what's going on. Yeah, you know what? This isn't that bad at all. So I think what I'm gonna do is just making sure that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and cut with the scissors. Just some stuff here, and if I can get it around, I'm actually gonna just slip out the entire box. There we go. Peel off the corners there. There we go. Now we can just hopefully slip out the entire thing. When I say slip out, I don't think that's easier said than done with how tightly it's wrapped. So let me go ahead and look, it's like garbage bags or something, or it looks kind of like that. I know they're probably, the shipping bags, however common they're, just thick and yeah. So they are a hearty stock of wrapping devices. There we go. I should just be able to slip the whole thing out. There we go. Look at that. Huzzah! Now, a little worried here because we have dent right here, big dent, but it has a piece of tape over it. So I'm hoping and assuming that this was a dent that happened beforehand. And then there's this other big dent there. So it almost looks like a little creasing. So I'm a little worried about that. If this was something that was done, if it was wrapped with those dents already on the cardboard, I would have picked different cardboard just to ensure that didn't cause any issues with shipping. I mean, when you put something fragile like a cell between two pieces of cardboard and they have dents in it already, that can, just to cause damage alone. But yeah, with the black bag, I wasn't really able to see any dents in there, but clearly there's some in the cardboard, so that makes me very nervous. And it's not like it's easy to return something overseas again. I think it was almost like $40 to ship 2 cels. That's kind of ridiculous. So I'm just thinking that I have nervousness in my heart. Okay, saw this a little bit, and then we should be good. We should be open, at least enough to see. Okay. So, okay, so this guy must be a businessman. We have some spreadsheets here, or it's like QuickBooks accounting forms. I will look through these at my leisure to see regarding this man's business affairs and his dealings. All right, so let's see what we got here. Ooh, there we go. Number 1, more business dealings. We shall see what this gentleman is up to. And number 2. Oh, these are good. So you have I think this is from the episode Ren's Brain, like the 4th season, something like that. I'm gonna have to look up the specific ones. I have another set from there. I just off the top of my head I can't recall it, and so I'm not gonna pretend I make it up. But I like the fact that I've got 2 pieces from that same scene that kind of shows him bashing in. So he's hitting himself in the head with this log. He hits himself and then he comes out like that. So it's got sort of a before and after feel of what happened during that scene. And so I like that. I've already got a lot of Ren and Stimpy, so when I see something that's different, unique, has a cool look to it, has one of those classic Ren and Stimpy gross out. This isn't a gross up like those extreme close up ones, but it's just like, what is this? If you showed this cell to somebody, they'd be like, "Is that a kid's cartoon? How? Why?" Yeah. So I just think this is a really neat piece. So I'm just going to check real quick. I think these are all single cell. Let's use the corner here. I don't think I need to use a glove at this point. So yeah, that's just one cell, and I think this is just one cell as well. It's kind of interesting that they are only one cell and they're not stuck to the back, so that's nice too. It's sort of weird. So like this one has the bottom of Ren's hand and a foot. This one doesn't have the bottom of his hand and it doesn't have a foot. Now I believe in the scene, as far as I can remember, it's very close up actually, so I'm not even sure you see that portion of it, but it's just kind of funny how one has it and one doesn't. I mean, you would think they would complete it a little bit more. But yeah, I like these two because they kind of go together. It shows a before and after. I know it's not exactly, like what it would look like if you flip through the cartoon. It's not in a whole sequence, but it shows you a before and after. So I think, framing these kind of side by side as showing the transition from between one and the other would be pretty cool. And they're very large. And I know this is not log. And I know that that might seem odd to be like, it is a log. No, but I don't know. This isn't log from like, I don't know that they were throwing back from, the log product merchandise thing that they had within the cartoon. But it is a log. And so I can, pretend in my heart that it is. And it's probably a throwback too, they could have picked anything that he could batch his head in with. Why not log? Yeah. Anyway, so happy these made it overseas and can't wait to get them framed. I love Ren and Stimpy, but there's only so much space in the world. There's only so many cells that you can possibly collect. And some may disagree and say, well, you can collect all the cells. However, I think that there's a limit to how many cells you should have or own. And for me, I start looking after I have at least one cell from each show or production or movie that I like. I then start looking at really specific cells that I want, or cells that are a little bit different. Here I have two cells that are, from the same scene, and so it kind of shows different angles, perspectives from that one shot, and it's also just Ren in a goofy state, so I think that's a kind of a fun, sort of concept and thing to add to my collection. And so I start looking for those types of things. You can only have so many cells of a title character in the same pose they've always been in the same costume they have always been in, doing the same things they've always done. And so I start looking for the weird, unusual. I also, as you might know, like to have different types of art from different shows, like a very rough sketch, a more drawing that would be turned into a cell, the cell itself, maybe a sequence. I like having a different variety to showcase the whole animation process. So anyway, these are two more pieces to add to my Ren and Stimpy collection. I might have to start looking at getting rid of some of my Ren and Stimpy collection because it's growing and growing and growing. But happy to get this piece, happy that it made it here from Australia. I'm always nervous with international packages because I'm like, it's gonna fall into the ocean and it's gonna, drown. Maybe not. Anyway, thanks for watching the Pop Art Hunter channel. We hope that you enjoy our videos. Watch them as much as you like. Subscribe, like, comment, and all those types of things. We'll see you next time right here on the Pop Art Hunter channel.